Alright guys, welcome to the video today. So similar to the video I posted a few days ago, I'm going to be doing a first look for the Waltz, which is a pulse rifle you can buy from Future War Cult. There's a certain set of perks you can get on them. I'm going to be going over them shortly. In general, they're pretty basic. They're really nothing special, but the gun archetype as a whole is something I've been wanting on a pulse for a very long time. It's similar to the Praetus timepiece as well as the Grasp of Malik. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Starting off for the video, I wanted to quickly just kind of go over the vendor perks. So we have Red Dot ORA2, Steady Hand, and OEG for sights. You also have a choice between lightweight and armor piercing rounds, as well as a choice between Perfect Balance and Eye of the Storm. And then the final perk is Rangefinder. So what I kind of found with this roll is the stability is alright. You'd think the stability would be quite good with Perfect Balance. But the thing about this roll is that it's really kicky, and I was using it on a Warlock as well as a Night Stalker, and I found that the recoil was really hard to manage when it came to medium and long range fights. And it's really weird because when I'm at close range, it almost felt like I had the advantage when I was playing against people with the last word, just because of how consistent it is while you're up close. The aim assist, the shot registration obviously feels really good on something like this. You know, pulse, obviously the shot registration is going to be good, but something that shoots this fast just feels really nice. But you know, as I switched, or as I kept playing, I decided to switch to Gunslinger, and the main reason behind that was that Gunslinger basically has a passive perk called Gunslinger's Trance. I've talked about it a lot in my videos. It's one of my favorite perks in the game, and essentially when you get a headshot, you get a multiplier for stability on all of your guns. So when I was thinking about using Gunslinger, it made sense to me, because if I get one headshot kill, that means that after that my stability is pretty much good to go. Like if I could have Gunslinger's Trance ×1 sort of stability all the time, I think this weapon would be perfect. But if I'm being honest, it feels like a really inconsistent weapon, and I'm not quite sure about how good the vendor roll would be. I'm not exactly sure either what perks you can get on the other columns, because I know they kind of made it so you can't stack up two really good perks together, and that they didn't put two dominant or any of the dominant perks in those rows, so you couldn't stack two brace frame and rifle barrel or whatever you have. Basically a way for them to balance the weapon, having that extra choice of 2 row instead of just the one choice of 3. They have 2 choices of 2, which makes sense obviously, but the stability is just, it's kind of the main factor for me. It's the one thing that's kind of keeping me from using this weapon a ton compared to just using it a little bit. And for me personally, I like the stability, I like all that, but the main one for me, additionally to stability issues, is the sights available on the gun. So you guys who played 1.0, you're probably familiar with all the red dot sights. They're just really super solid sights overall, and they're my favorite sights in the game. Sights have remained relatively similar for something like a hand cannon, but when we're talking about scout rifles, pulse rifles, even sniper rifles, you have ViewTac, which is a sniper rifle scope now. They just added a ton of seemingly unnecessary, really funky looking stuff. And it's kind of unfortunate that you can't roll this, I don't believe, with year 1 scopes. Because if you could, and I could get Red Dot OAS or ORS or whatever the option is, I would definitely be using this weapon, I feel a lot more. But the stability combined with the poor choices of sights available makes it, not the best weapon for me. Obviously, it's a super good archetype, and you see weapons like Praetus Timepiece and Grasp of Malik do really good in PvP, because that archetype is really, really powerful, especially if you emerge into some sort of pulse rifle meta, where if you're a sniper, you want to have something that's shooting fast and, maybe does a little bit less impact, but is going to kind of be the last word of the pulse rifle class. So, obviously the archetype is good. It has a lot of potential to be a good weapon. But for me, the deal breakers is not having a good available choice for sights, as well as the stability. If there's some way for me to get max stability or as much stability as possible, I think that's your best bet. I'm gonna look more into it, and I'll either put it in the comment section or put it at the end of the video for potential perk rolls you could get to get maximum stability. I don't know. That's kind of my thoughts on it at the moment. I struggled with it for a bit when I was on Night Stalker and Warlock, so I was doing better when I switched to Gunslinger, honestly. Perhaps if you're using it, Gunslinger would be the best class for you to use it for, but right now I feel it's worth 150 marks, for the sense that you have to pay 150 marks to get it. But I did a video on the Palindrome a few days ago, and if you haven't checked that out, I highly recommend you do. And if maybe you're familiar with the weapon already, that weapon is definitely, I believe, the better choice over purchasing something like a Waltz. Obviously, if maybe you already bought the Palindrome, you have an extra 150 marks to spare, you want to try a weapon that's unique, has a cool archetype to it and you think is going to be a fun weapon to use, then go for it. But when it comes down to winning, and if I want to win a game, I'm probably never going to be throwing this thing on. It's fun to use, it's cool, but a Grasp of Malik is going to beat it, a God-rolled Hawksaw is going to beat it, and I'm assuming a really good Palindrome is going to beat it as well. Obviously, other things are in the mix, like a Last Word and whatnot. But my final verdict is it's a good weapon, but it's not God tier. And the main thing for that is not the archetype. It comes down to something as simple as sights on the gun and stability, which is a very big thing for me. So if I could get max stability, that, you know, my review or my verdict might be a little bit different. But for now, I'm sticking with what I'm saying. I hope you guys enjoy the video. If you guys have any more ideas for, you know, weapons you want me to cover in the future, I'm thinking about doing raid weapons like raid shotguns, stuff like that in PvP. I have been playing the raid, so I've been playing PvE for you know, I haven't been playing it for a very long time, and I got back into it, so I'm excited about that. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Peace.